Hello, ladies. It's Linda Terjesen, LTLTE. Learn to love to exercise. Say hello as you're coming on and let me know where in the world you are watching from, because I know we got ladies here from all over the world, which is so exciting. I love to travel, and I would love to know, do you love to travel too? And where have you not been able to go this year? Or maybe we should spin it positively. Where have you been able to go this year? So I'm in a different environment because I'm in Florida at my mom's house. I was able to travel here from California, so I'm grateful for that. But I know with COVID, this pandemic has just not allowed a lot of people to travel. So please say where you are watching from, whether you are live or on the replay, because today what I'm going to talk about is tips on how to stay healthy during this holiday season, which is coming up very, very soon. And if you struggle at all, I encourage you, let's make this interactive. Ask me questions. I'm here to serve you during the next 30 minutes. So you can learn a lot. You can get a lot of information if you just ask me some questions in the comments below. And I want to make sure that I can see them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log on to my phone here, and yay, I can see myself and making sure that I don't miss any comments. But I would love for you to say hi just so I know that it is working, because I know sometimes it can be a little flaky, and I know sometimes it is tougher with Chrome and all of that. So if you are ready for some tips, put ready below and then we'll get started. Because do you know that the average person gains 15 pounds, 5, 10, 15 pounds during the holidays, meaning from Halloween is the start with the Halloween candy all the way through the new year. 15 pounds is a lot, especially nowadays, because a lot of people are struggling already with COVID weight. And if you've gained weight during COVID and then you're going to gain more during the holidays, it makes it extra difficult. So today I want to share with you some tips that you can implement on your own to be successful during this holiday season. All right, so I'm not seeing any comments, but hopefully everything is clear and you can all hear me well, you can see me well. But let me know any specific questions you have. But my first tip really is to not give it up. Don't give up everything that you like, because what happens when we typically do that is we get frustrated, right? So we get frustrated, we feel a lack because we're giving up these foods that we like, we're giving up alcohol, we're giving up chocolate, we're giving up cookies, cakes, all of this, and we say, I'm not going to eat any of that. But then what happens is you go to some parties, which hopefully this year there's going to be less of. I have to turn on the AC here and make it a little cooler because I'm in Florida and it's 70 degrees here today, so it's warm. Anyway, so moderation, super duper important. You can have that slice of cake, the pie, the cookie, the glass of wine, the eggnog. You can have all that, but don't go bananas and have a whole bunch, right? Have a little bit of it. And this is important too, is if there's something that you really, really, really enjoy, make sure that you save the calories for that thing that you really enjoy versus just eating something because it's there and you don't really enjoy it. Because to me, that's kind of like wasting calories. And I would rather save not just the calories, but the nutrition overall, which is the most important. I would rather save that for something that I truly enjoy. If you're with me on that, say yes down below. All right, so moderation, including everything. And if you practice that moderation, what is going to happen is you're not going to feel that lack. You're not going to be as frustrated. You're not going to feel as deprived as you would if you deny yourself everything. So first tip is don't give it all up. And with that, of course, what happens a lot of times is it's our habits. We're used to eating certain things. We're used to drinking certain things. We're used to doing things a certain way. And of course, if we always do the same thing, we are always going to stay the same. All right, so if you don't want to stay the same, if you want to be healthier this Christmas season, then just write that below, okay? And then a second tip is to move your body. Learn to love to exercise. So even if you say to yourself, oh, I can't exercise, I have pain here, I have pain there, I can't do this, I can't do that, change that story that you have in the head, because it all starts in the head. It starts up here. So if you are sitting a lot, which we are, most of us, doing nowadays, especially with COVID, especially with WFH, work from home, we are sitting more. So what you can do, a simple thing is just get out of your chair and sit back down. Get out of your chair, sit back down. You can do this now as you're listening. Get up, sit down. If you have a rolling chair like me, get up, sit down, and then you can roll on back. All right? So move that body. Go to the bathroom a little bit more. Get up, get down. Track your steps that you have, whether you're using your phone or whether you're using your iWatch. Track the steps, because just like in business, we need to track what we are doing for our health in order to make progress. Because if not, a lot of times it can be all talk, no action. If you're ready to take some action, write action down below. So track your steps, get up and sit down, move that body, because you have probably heard, let me know if you've heard the saying, sitting is the new smoking. Well, most of us, I think there's a lot less people now in the world that don't smoke. And if we end up sitting a lot, what happened to one of my clients is she said, I feel handicapped because I've been sitting in this chair all day, all night, working, doing courses, doing whatever. And you don't get up. You don't get the blood flowing. You don't get everything moving. You're just compacting, compressing. You get pain in the back. You get pain in your hips because you are just stiff. So moving the body, super duper important. If you are getting these tips, write number 1 for don't give it all up, and write number 2 for moving the body. All right, the next tip I have for you, and I'm actually going to put all of this together in a nice document. If you would like a copy of that, write the word copy below, and then you can message me with your email address if you don't feel comfortable putting it here, and then I'll send it to you. All right, so third tip is vegetables. With vegetables, now there are some people out there that say, I don't like vegetables. My answer to that is, hey, you're not a kid anymore, okay? So tell yourself a different story. Tell yourself you like vegetables. Try a new vegetable. There are so many vegetables. There are so many ways to prepare it that there is something for everyone to enjoy. Now, of course, the healthier, the better, with making it like raw, with making it steamed or grilled or baked, instead of putting a lot of sauces. Because if you put a ton of sauces and put a ton of dressing on it, that defeats the purpose. So try to eat it just plain and see how you like them just plain. All right, so tip number 3 was vegetables. And again, if you're coming on here live or on the replay, please say hello below. And then tip number 4, I'm going to just go through some here, but I really would love to make this interactive. So if you're on here, if you have any questions at all regarding weight gain, regarding stress, all of that during the holidays, put your question in the comments so I can help you. All right. Tip number 4, big one, the most important one, is to drink your water. Now, I'm typically not a big fan of plastic, but I set up an office here in Florida at my mom's, and it's downstairs, and I bought a couple of these Smart Waters 1-liter bottles, because this way I know when I fill them up, and if I drink it all, that's 1 liter. And again, super important to track. Track all these numbers as if you were tracking the accounting, the money, the clients, everything in your business, because that is how you're going to truly see the results. Now, just taking a sip like this of water, of a water fountain, it's not enough. Okay, drinking half of your body weight in water is really not enough. So what you need is to drink more. And again, the only way you're going to find out how much you truly drink is to measure it. So I would say start with 64 ounces, that is 8 ounces cups. And if you're already there, push yourself a little further, go to like 80 ounces. So 2 liters, 2.5 liters is great, but the more water, the better. We can never truly get enough water. If you're living in a hot place, if you're in the Caribbean, if you're dehydrated, then you obviously need more water. So water is super important. It's the one thing that we need to survive is water. And you may have seen my post that I made a few days ago about what is one drink that you truly can't live without. And I mentioned a bunch of drinks. And I had all these comments, hundreds and hundreds of comments saying, hey, water's not listed, coffee's not listed, tea's not listed. People were focused on what wasn't listed. This is again focusing on the lack. So with that, the reason I didn't list the water was because water is essential. We have to have water. That's why I didn't list it in that poll where all of you responded to. And I also didn't list coffee because I knew if I listed water, if I listed coffee, I didn't really need to list anything else because that's the main thing that most people drink. So instead, I went for the unhealthier choices. I wrote sodas, I wrote alcohol, I wrote different sweetened beverages, and I wrote juices. Now, there's different forms of juices, of course. There's the ones that you buy in the store that has tons of sugar, usually like close to 30 grams of sugar in a cup, which is a lot. Or there's the ones that you can make at home, which of course are going to be a lot healthier. But don't feel like you have to juice everything in order to get your vegetables and get your fruits, because you can make a salad and you can get just as much in the salad, if not more. So drinking water, super important. That was tip number 4 if you're writing these down. And then number 5 is what I tell my clients often, and this can be a little bit tricky depending on your environment. Environment is number 5. So with environment, what I look at is really who are you surrounded with? How is your family? How are they like? Are they health conscious, or do they not really care so much about their health? Because this is really important. If you are surrounded with family who are not so health conscious and you are trying to be health conscious yourself, then it's going to be a tougher ride for you. It's not impossible, because everything is possible when you start with this, and when there's a will, there is a way. But it's going to be a little bit tougher when you don't have that support at home. That's where accountability is super important. Accountability is what my clients truly appreciate the most, because that is what gets them going, and what keeps them going is they have someone to be accountable to. They have ongoing support. And if you don't have that at home, again, think of how you can ask for it. How can you maybe help encourage and inspire your family to eat healthier, not just during the holidays, but at another time as well? So super important with the people we surround ourselves with. Of course, there's going to be parties and all of that stuff, but that's not something we do every day. So before you go to that party, think about how hungry you are. Have you been eating your 3 meals, or are you saving all your calories? Are you being starved before you go to the party? Because if you are, that's going to not be so helpful for you, because you're going to get to the party, you're going to be super hungry, and you're going to eat everything in sight. Versus if you ate a couple of meals before you went to the party, You would feel more satisfied. You wouldn't feel the need to indulge and just jump straight through the chip basket. You would be satisfied and you would eat less of the goodies, less of the unhealthy choices. And that's where the moderation comes back in. See how this is all tied together? And same like with the water. If you're at a party and there's a lot of alcohol, make sure that you have a water bottle or a water glass handy so that you take a little bit of alcohol, then you take a little bit of water, and then you kind of go back and forth like that. That will help you not get as drunk. It'll also help you not drink as much alcohol. It'll also help you not be as hungover the next day. So all of that is important. And then when you're at home, really think about how you have things set up. What is visible? Do you have a lot of chips at home? Do you have a lot of chocolate? Do you have a piece of cake that is sitting there on the counter staring you in the face? Or do you have something that's further away that you don't necessarily see it, right? Because if it's super visible, you're going to be tempted so much. But there's things we can do to kind of hide it a little bit where we're not going to be as tempted. And of course, all of that goes back to the environment, your family, your support, and what people really like to eat and what you buy, right? What you buy in the store, whether you do the shopping or someone else in your family. If you end up buying a lot of goodies, and you have all of those available, you're going to want to eat them because they're there. They're readily available to you. If you don't have all of them, then it's going to be a little bit harder. You may not want to just jump in your car and go to the store in the middle of the night to get all these goodies. So that is important with what you buy, what you have available, what you have visible. When you open the fridge, what stares you in the eye the first? Is it the vegetable or is it that leftover pizza? When you open the pantry, what looks at you first? Is it a bottle of water sitting in there or is it a bottle of wine sitting in there? So all of these different things can really set you up for success. And I would love to know, if you're listening to this, if you truly struggle during the holidays, and what do you feel that has been your biggest struggle over the last several holidays, so that we can help change those habits, and I can give you some tips on how to change that. So what else? Prioritizing you is super duper important, because if you always let everyone else come ahead of you, including your work, and you put yourself last, what's going to happen is you are going to be exhausted. You're going to be tired by the end of the day, and you're going to say, I'm not going to prioritize me because now it's late and I'm tired. I just want to relax, so I'm going to watch a show or maybe 10, but I don't feel like doing anything else. That's why it's important. Prioritize yourself first thing in the morning. The sooner the better, the earlier the better. You focus on you, you get out there, you get active, you get doing something, and you start the day eating something healthy. All of that sets you up for a better day. So eat your 3 meals, drink your water, move your body, eat your vegetables, set up your environment, and don't deprive yourself. Have a little bit of goodies, but don't eat the whole box of chocolate. Just have 1 or 2 pieces. That's what my mom and I are doing. Is, if you saw my announcement about this live, is we bought at Costco. Of course, Costco is amazing and they have such big quantities of stuff. So we bought lots of chocolate for the holidays, and my mom loves chocolate. I love chocolate too. So after dinner, we have 1 piece of chocolate each, and that's enough to satisfy us. The box lasts for a long time and we don't feel deprived at all. But we do this after we've had a healthy dinner. We have a healthy lunch, we have a healthy breakfast, we move our body during the day. So all of that comes together where you don't have to deprive yourself anymore. You can truly enjoy everything, but remember, a little bit goes a long way. So again, any questions, if you're watching here later, put them in the comments so I can answer. I see someone's here, so please say hello and let me know if I can help you answer any questions. But what I do, I'm Linda Terjesen. My company is LTLTE. It stands for Learn to Love to Exercise. And of course, everything I do is all online. It's been that way for several years. My focus is primarily middle-aged women, that meaning 40-ish to 60-ish years old, who struggle with extra body fat, extra belly fat, and wanting to shed some pounds and have different health goals that they want to achieve. Maybe you have joint pain, maybe you're struggling with menopause and hot flashes, maybe you don't love to exercise yet, and maybe you just don't know how to eat. I'm a certified nutritionist, so for me, it's all about education. I want to educate you so that you truly know how to eat for the long term so that it is sustainable. Meaning, I'm not going to put you on any products. I'm not going to sell you a bunch of products or anything like that. I am all about real food because that's what's sustainable over the long term. And also what my clients enjoy is that I'm relatable. I just turned 53. Actually, tomorrow is a month ago that I turned 53. I'm in the best shape of my life. I work out and I'm happy. I have little to no stress. I sleep well. And all of this you can have too. It all starts, the real transformation starts up here in the head. So of course, mindset growth is important, and it's an important piece of what I teach my female clients. So I focus on nutritional education. I focus on customized exercises for you, for your needs, your goals, your wants, your limitations, your location. And I also focus on educating you around nutrition so that you know what to eat. So we do all this together, and I would love to be able to serve you with any questions that you have. If you're not already, I've posted my group up below. It's a free Facebook group, of course, and feel free to join it. I post daily tips and value inspiration in that group, as well as giving away free guides. So if that's something that interests you, then go ahead and get into that group. Feel free to friend me if you want. I've also posted the link to a call if you would like to get on a call and just see where you're at and see if and how I can help you. If it's not a fit, that's totally fine. If it is, then we'll find a way to move forward. So that's really what I have for you today. I'm going to cut this short, but I hope that you all enjoy the holiday season. Of course, I will be back again next week. But again, any questions, drop them in the comments. If it's too personal, feel free to message me and friend me. Get into my group, and feel free to join to set up a call in my Calendly where I can help you. If you struggle, this is truly what is going to help you. The tips that I have told you here are some of the most important tips. So let me know, always, what was most helpful for you. I will see you next week in my next live. I thank you so much for joining me live or on the replay, and I hope you have a beautiful Thursday wherever in the world you are located at. All right, take care, and I'll see you all soon.